welcome back to my channel and another Topic Tuesday. Today we're going to be talking about the color categories within nail polish that I own the least of. Or, well, that's what the prompt is anyways, but actually I'm just going to talk about every color and going from owning the least, bottom down here, the least, to the ones I own the most of, and just talk about why that is, what surprised me with that. But before I get into that, you guys might be wondering, like, what? Hillary, why do you know the exact number of every single color of polish you own? Well, thank you for asking. I'm so glad you did. I'm what they call type A, which is code for really, really uptight and controlling. That's what I've learned anyways. And so some of you may know that I have a really intense, large, kind of obsessive monstrosity of a spreadsheet that details all of my nail polishes, including brand name, collection it came from, name of the polish, color, finish, times I've worn the polish, the date I acquired the polish, where I got the polish from, how much I paid for it. It has a full color breakdown. It has a full finish breakdown. And it also gives me an overview of how many polishes I have under each brand by number and percentage. It's a lot. There's a lot going on there. I do have my spreadsheet, or like a copy of the spreadsheet, linked down in my description on every video. So if you're ever interested in just copying mine to use as a base and like play around with, feel free to go and make a copy of that. It's saved to my Google Drive. Don't request to edit it because I won't respond to that. Just make a copy for your own drive. But yeah, that's why I know exactly how many of every color that I have in my collection. Here's a little chart. To be quite honest, I didn't really look at the color breakdown for a while. It's not like the most important piece of data. It's just one that I like. And plus, I can kind of see on my wall where all my swatch sticks usually hang, kind of a general distribution. You know, you can see where there's like clusters of color versus less colors on a swatch ring. But seeing the actual number breakdown kind of surprised me for a couple of reasons. There was just a couple things that I didn't really expect. And then some things that I was like, yeah, that tracks. I knew that was going to be like that, like purple being the #1 color category in my collection. I'm almost positive that I've done a video similar to this before about like the color breakdown of my collection. So let's just call this like an updated version of that. And we'll just go through from colors I own the least of to the most, and I'll just let you know any details about why I think that is, or like if any of that surprised me. And I do sort my colors. I don't go like in depth about like this is a teal versus this is an indigo. It's just I do red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, brown, black, gray, white, gold, and silver. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I do have a multi-category, but that is specifically reserved for things that have multicolored glitter, and that's pretty much it. Like there's no base color in there. So things like XX by Cirque, which just has 20 different colors and shapes of glitter, like that goes in the multi-category. Upside Round by is it KB Shimmer? Things like that, where there is no base color that I can like tie it all to. Those go in the multi-category, so those we're just gonna ignore for the sake of this video, because that is my smallest category. And it doesn't really, it's mostly toppers. So that leaves us with a list of 11 different colors. And on the bottom of my list, number 11, coming in with 51 polishes, is gray. And this actually did genuinely surprise me because gray is probably my favorite neutral tone to wear on my nails. I also just assumed that white would be the one I had the least of. I don't know how this happened because I love gray. I despise white. I'm wearing white on my nails right now. Okay, well, is she lying? We'll never know. But no, I love grays. I love grays that have a shimmer running through it. You can't really see the shimmer on camera, but there's one there. I have a few grays that have like glitters running through them, but I can see that shimmery grays and like gray blues are kind of where my loyalties lie when it comes to gray polish. I think the reason why I have less grays is, I think there's multiple reasons. One, I just don't think that there's as big of a color range with gray, because if you go too light, it's basically white. And if you go too dark, it's it's just black. So it's kind of got a really like small window of what is a gray. I think that makers don't make as many grays, at least that could be like just confirmation bias or me, not remembering correctly, but I just feel like I don't see a lot of grays on the market as much as I do other colors. And I think that a lot of times when I see a gray with a shimmer, I'm like, I kind of already have that one, And so there's like 3 main reasons why I think I just don't have as many grays. So yeah, that's number 11. And just for reference, so every big swatch ring, I put a max of 5 small rings on there, I think. I think some of these bigger rings might have 6 smaller rings, but for the most part, I try to keep it to 5. And then on each smaller ring, I put a max of about 20 different sticks on there. That's just mostly due to weight because I use like really small command hooks on the wall and they only hold like half a pound or so. So I try to keep it around 20 per ring, but that's not necessarily always the case. So it's just, I don't know. I just thought you guys might want to know that. So moving up the list at number 10 is silver, which what is silver if not just a shiny gray, I guess. I think I've got way more than 20 on this tiny one. I have a lot of metallic silvers and I also have like a lot of glittery silvers. I guess that's really the only. Is there any other version of a silver or gold polish that you just get glitter and you get metallics? Like that's it. I would say most of these came from really early in my collecting days because early on I loved metallic nails. I thought metallics were the coolest. I guess I don't know. Are they coming back? I know that Y2K stuff is coming back, so I'm assuming metallics are probably going to be right there with it because I feel like that was really big at the turn of the millennium. I feel like every time you saw the year 2000 written, it was written in silver for some reason. But yeah, I think 90% of these were in the first maybe couple years that I was collecting, and then the rest were just kind of on a whim or stragglers or there's some Holo Taco in here because I was buying every Holo Taco, some China Glaze because I was buying the full China Glaze collections. There wasn't anything that I was actively I must have this specific silver that I can think of. And it's funny because I look at these and I love them all. I just don't feel a desire to wear them right now. Coming in at 9th place, we have a tie between black and gold, which honestly, I was really surprised that gold ranked higher on my list than silver did because up until very recently, I have always been a big silver wearer. I only had silver jewelry. Actually, I didn't start wearing gold until a few years ago. My boyfriend bought me this ring and it's gold. And I was like, well, I need to get some stuff to match that ring that he bought me. And so I started kind of transitioning more into gold and now I just kind of prefer it. But looking at my gold swatch sticks, I do see more diversity in tone and a ton of different glitters and hollows and metallics and things. I feel like I have a more diverse gold collection than I do a silver collection, which just seems so unusual to me. I think because I put rose golds into the gold, that probably also helped pump up the category. And then black being low on the totem pole, it did not surprise me because tonally, black is black is black is black. You can't do much. You go too light, it's gray. And if you go dark, then that one artist is gonna sue you for using the blackest black that ever blacked. I don't know what to do. The only significantly different blacks I have in here are a variety of glitters. I have a few that are just matte. I have a couple that are hollow. I think I have a jelly. But yeah, it's I used to wear a ton of black. I actually used to only wear black clothes and I would only wear black nail polish. And that's just I love that for me. But I also love colorful stuff now. And so I want to do more than just black, I've worn enough black for a lifetime. Let me do something else, right? In 8th place, we have another tie, and that is brown and white. Both have 67 apiece. I don't know how I got this many whites. I don't know how I got this high on the list. As I'm wearing basically a white polish, I will say that I never wear whites. I don't ever wear them, not even once. Although I would argue that this polish on my nails is very, 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 very light gray. but that's neither here nor there. The most I ever really use white is like as a base for stamping or nail art that I never do or things like that. But you'll like never catch me in a stark white polish because, I mean, look at these teeth. They're teeth nails. So yeah, which by the way, I have teeth nail stickers coming. Like, here's the design. My little brother drew them for me, and I just need to order the stickers, I guess. I don't know. I'm being real hesitant about that because you got to buy them in bulk, and that's a lot of stickers to buy. I have other designs too that are coming. I'll get there. I just got to figure out, like, do I want to ship them? Or do I want to just upload them to a site and let the site ship them? That's the dilemma I'm in right now. But those are coming. But yeah, aside from that, I do have some like white curly glitters that I love to have, but I don't wear them. So yeah, I don't know why this is so high. That's weird. Brown being on the lower side, I'm not as shocked because I didn't really get heavy into the idea of a brown nail polish until much more recently, like within the past couple of years. I just was always like, if you're gonna wear makeup, if you're gonna wear nail polish, why be neutral about it? Be loud. And now I'm sitting here with neutral makeup on my eyes and a very neutral color on my hands. And I realized like those can be fun in their own right. And that's when I started really getting into browns, and you can see I have a pretty wide range of colors and stuff here. Not as big of a range in finishes though, which is what I would like to bring into my brown collection in the future. In 7th place is yellow, and I'm actually kind of surprised that yellow didn't beat out orange because in my head I'm like, I like yellow more than orange, or I feel more compelled to wear something yellow than I would something orange. I tend to enjoy more mustardy yellows and neon yellows. Those are my favorite. I don't love a pastel yellow so much, but like with the mustard yellows, I've got like, these are all like my mustard yellows, and they're so similar. Like, I can see the differences, I can, but it's like, who really needs that, right? And then with neons, like this isn't even all of them, but it's just like, how many iterations of a neon does anybody need? Like, a neon yellow starts to look the same after a while. So I don't know. Yellow is another color where I just feel like either it's not as common to see in collections as other colors are, or like maybe just the types of yellows that I see in collections I'm just not as drawn to. But I mean, I guess like being like, oh, I only have 88 yellow nail polishes is kind of an absurd thing to say because most people don't have 88 polish in general. So sometimes I do these types of videos and I say this stuff out loud and I'm like, you gotta run that back to yourself because that sounds absurd to a normal person. In 6th place, we do have orange, so it was pretty close. I have 96 oranges. I like a neon orange, and that's kind of mostly it. I have a lot of other oranges. These like rustier oranges, I do tend to feel drawn to in the fall, but like just as a general, I love a neon. These don't register on camera because they're so bright. I love neon orange. It reminds me of soda, like an orange soda, I think, and that's why I like it. All right, everything up till now has been contained to one big swatch ring, but now we're getting into the top 5, which those are gonna be on multiple big rings. And this is, I think, probably the biggest surprise to me. In 5th place is red. And it's on 2 big swatch rings. I'm hiding my shame behind all the reds that I haven't worn in the past several years. If you guys don't know, until recently, I was very red averse. I just did an entire month of wearing only red nail polish, which kind of broke me of that feeling. I don't know, man. For someone who used to talk so much smack about red polish, sure do have a lot of red polish. Early on, I really did like red, and then I fell off, and then now I guess I'm back on the red train. I think that my favorite type of red is like that juicy kind of candy or like candy apple type red. My favorite red cream of all time is still Truth by Moxie, which I'll pop up a swatch there. That beat out my previous favorite, which was Essie's, is it literally Candy Apple Red? Now I can't even remember. The Essie's so far gone from my mind because the Moxie has taken over. But yeah, 5th place. Who would have guessed it? Probably not you. Definitely wasn't me. Coming in 4th place on 3 rings, we have 240 greens. And I am pretty comfortable with where this one is at. I didn't think it was going to be super low, but I didn't think it was going to be number 1 either, because as much as you guys know me as like the girl who's obsessed with nasty greens at this point, I didn't actually enjoy green nail polish until I started doing YouTube, which was in 2020. Until I got on YouTube, I didn't have an appreciation for the color green, and especially not like these nasty greens. Of course, I just immediately grabbed Elysian Fields. I'm like, this one. This is the most important green you'll ever own. But yeah, I love neon greens. I love nasty greens. I love whatever version of green this is. I don't love a minty green, and I don't love a bluish green, I don't know, but like I'm not talking about teal. There's a different one. I can't even explain it. There's too many versions of every color. It needs to relax. Green actually used to be way lower on my list, but once I got on YouTube and I started like waxing poetic about how much I love swampy greens, the number just shot up so quickly, and I would not be surprised if it eventually overtook the 3rd place or the 2nd place spot on my list. I don't think it will ever take number 1. I think that number 1 will always solidly remain the color that it is. That's just how it's always going to be. In 3rd place, which only has 1 more than the greens, 241, is pink. I think this is kind of funny because these next 3, they've always been my top 3, but pink has kind of like moved up and down in the list. And I just think it's really silly because when I was younger, I was very much like, I'm not like other girls. And I was like, I hate pink. Anything that's pink, get it away from me. Now I'm like, give me everything pink. I love pink. It's fun. It's a great color. That was my inner misogyny talking when I was like 18, and we've gotten over that. Pink is great. Number 2 on the list is blue with 321. You can see that these rings are getting just more and more loaded as I hold them up. I think that this one is funny because I just feel like blue is such a color that I'm neutral on blue. I don't care about blue. It's not, I don't think about blue in the way that I think of other, like if you gave me like game pieces to choose from, I would never pick the blue game piece. Like it's just not a color that I'm like drawn to, she says. And then I open up my closet and like half my clothes are blue, and I have 3 pairs of blue shoes, and I have all of these. So maybe I'm just always lying. I feel like I don't even know what I like. This is why I keep so many lists, because I don't remember what I like and what I want, and I need records of that. So yeah, if this isn't evidence enough that I like the color blue, I don't know how I'm gonna like knock that through my thick skull. And then finally coming in 1st place, I think I spoiled this at the beginning, it's purple. Why did I do it like that? That was really convoluted. I'm not retaking that. It's purple at 347 different polishes. As you can see, abundance of tones, abundance of finishes. I love the color purple. I guess you could say it's my favorite color. I don't know. If this ever gets usurped in its number 1 spot, I will be shocked. I can't, this is heavy. This actually hurts my arm to hold this up. I'm gonna put my arm down. I just think that purple is number 1 in my book. My water bottle's purple. Look at, it's the dinosaur. I just like purple things. So yeah, that is my entire, like, I guess color ranking from least to most in my collection. This video feels like it's probably not that interesting. But yeah, that is how it is. I've always thought about breaking down my colors even more. So like putting a teal category in, or like an indigo category in, or something like that. But then I just think, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't know. I know some people do that, and I'm sure it would be better for organization. But my collection is so big at this point. Like, I like the basic Roy G. Biv. But yeah, let me know what the smallest category in your collection is. I think I had somebody once tell me, like, they don't even own, like, certain colors because they just don't wear them. And I respect that, like, the self-control that it takes to not just buy that kind of stuff. That could not be me. It's not me. But yeah, let me know if you have anything like that. I gotta go put these back on the wall.